Hello everyone, my name is Nina. I was working in York College teaching fashion design and garment technology degree program. Before that, I was a fashion program manager at RMIT University, Vietnam. Okay, let me hand over to Patrick.
Hello everyone, I'm Patrick. I was also working at York College in the UK on the 3D Creative Practice degree programme, and before that I was an associate lecturer in the Design Studies department of RMIT University in Vietnam. And our paper was entitled Weaving Experience into Memory, a cross-disciplinary project investigating the intersection of art and design. Weaving Experience into Memory was the name of an exhibition which represented the culmination of all the work we had done for about the past year, which was installed in Lucine, which is a high-end fashion and restaurant venue in District 7 of Ho Chi Minh City. Preliminary work had begun in 2019 with the creation of a digital print, and throughout this presentation we will introduce how the print, the work on the print, how developed into the collection which was formed the basis of the exhibition.
Yes, so all the document has been remarked both as saved in the Creative January website, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you want to find out more information, we welcome you go there, have a look. So here we have a lot good image, which is the opening date at Lucine last year. So we have three different technology has been applied here. The first one is sublimation printing on man-made fibers. The other one is the direct-to-garment printing on the natural fiber Westall material. And the last one is the hand embroidery work in silk materials.
And here are more images from the exhibition opening at Lucine. On the right is a parasol which we created from the leftover fabric from the collection, and the images on the left-hand side show various guests arriving for the exhibition opening. The guests include the Consul General of Australia for Ho Chi Minh City, various university colleagues, our students, media representatives, and all the industry partners who we worked with. Within the exhibition was this display, which exhibits artwork which I created in wood and acrylic paint, created in parallel with the collection. There are also three different styles of footwear that were created with an industry partner, some garment tags from the collection which were attached to the various mannequins, and some sample yardage of the fabric print which were created at three different scales.
The exhibition was successfully launched and well reported by Vietnamese television and other social media.
Phối hợp cùng UNESCO, Viện Văn hóa Nghệ thuật Quốc gia Việt Nam tổ chức đã khai mạc tại thành phố Hồ Chí Minh. Từ một bản in kỹ thuật số bằng cách sử dụng các yếu tố thiết kế caro với nhiều màu sắc để thể hiện các lớp địa chất và cao độ ở khu đô thị Phú Mỹ Hưng. Sau đó ứng dụng bản in kỹ thuật số trên các sản phẩm thời trang để tối ưu hóa điểm mạnh khi kết hợp thử nghiệm với hàng loạt chất liệu vải khác nhau. Áo dài là trang phục được thử nghiệm trước tiên, rồi đến các sản phẩm thời trang như giày, khăn choàng cổ và quần áo các loại. Dự án khởi đầu chỉ là một bức tranh, sau đó việc kết hợp với doanh nghiệp sản xuất trong và ngoài nước, các công ty phần mềm in ấn kỹ thuật số và nguồn nhân lực vào từng giai đoạn đã góp phần tạo ra một bộ sưu tập hấp dẫn và độc đáo, đồng thời gia tăng niềm tự hào cho tất cả mọi người. Chúng tôi mong muốn hỗ trợ, tạo ra những cơ hội cho các em học sinh, sinh viên, các nhà thiết kế mỹ thuật, thiết kế công nghiệp để mọi người có thể đưa ra những ý tưởng mới mẻ. Từ những ý tưởng đó, chúng tôi sẽ làm việc cùng nhau để phát triển ý tưởng lên những tầm cao hơn. Triển lãm dệt trải nghiệm thành ký ức mở cửa tự do đến ngày 22 tháng 11 tại Trung tâm Thương mại Crescent Mall, Phú Mỹ Hưng, quận 7, thành phố Hồ Chí Minh.
Our project sought to explore several issues. The first question is, Can an artist and a fashion designer work efficiently and effectively together, given the seemingly disparate nature of the two fields?
The second question is, what technical resources are available within the local industry here in Ho Chi Minh City? And how could these resources be employed in order to reduce material wastage as well as manufacturing time and cost? The third question is, could the project serve as a case study to inspire our students?
The first part of the process and concept development, beginning in 2019, involved employing a mobile phone app which was designed to collect ambient colours. Throughout this process, I walked up and down the streets of the local district that had previously been defined as the target area, with my actions mimicking the actions of a weaving shuttle. Back in the studio, these colours were placed into a graphical map of the area using Adobe Illustrator, with the colours placed according to the location at which they were collected. And here are some of the colours which I collected during those 2 or 3 days. Here are 3 pages from one of the notebooks at different stages of the design and development process. The process was partly directed by the configuration of the local streets and partly by aesthetic judgment as to the final composition. For example, the exact location of some of the colours in the final design underwent minor adjustments before the final design had been resolved. That is, if some of the colours were considered to be sitting too close to another, or if the spacing seemed uncomfortable, a decision was made to adjust them for aesthetic reasons. The red boxes seen in the notebook page on the right were the groups of 9 squares chosen to be translated into the painted wooden relief artworks, also on exhibition at Lucene. And the small black and white squares with the cross-hatching pattern on them indicated the building plots in the area, and the 4 directions of the cross-hatching were then constructed at 4 different levels in the wooden reliefs. And here is the final version of the D7 Strata digital print. It was printed out at a A3 size and in an edition of 30.
Well, to be honest, Patrick, when I looked at the D7 digital print, I thought that is a beautiful artwork, but I found that it was a challenge to apply to fashion collection. We need to make a test garment. So after discussion, we thought, as we are working in Vietnam, so why not apply the digital print design to the traditional clothing in Vietnam, the áo dài, which is a long dress for women in Vietnam and is worn on a special festivals and sometimes as a formal school uniform. So this first sample was amazing, using the regular scale of the printed design, D7. We are happy with the outcome of the first garment, the áo dài. The regular scale of the digital print design worked very well with the cutting of the áo dài, so it made sense to extend the D7 digital print to contemporary design. We start to think about the silhouette of the collection, whether it could be loose fitting, cut and sewn panel, overlapping or wrapping concept, or even with pleating details. We went to the digital printing to select a few man-made fiber, which the company hadn't used before. So the experience was quite new for them. We select a new viscose man-made fiber as the key material for this collection. This was because we have chosen the sublimation printing technique as the primary printing technology for the collection. The áo dài has been made using the same fabric printing technology, and we want to explore more effects and hand feel of the digital print. Here is how I designed the wrapping skirt with the 3 scales of the D7 digital print design: regular scale, medium scale, and large scale. I want to emphasize that why this part is important, as it saves the material yardage and the sampling time. It's also of a benefit for fashion designers, merchandisers, and buyers when they plan to book their fabric mill, garment production, and retail planning. Normally, we print the sample yardage in 10 meters for making sampling, and we keep making garment samples and fabric for sampling. It's costly and time-consuming. When I construct the wrapping skirt, I design which cut and sewn pattern panel would features the large scale of the digital print, and what the placement or the direction of the digital print would be. Both the medium and the regular scale of the digital print work well in my design, as I use the 3D fashion software to adjust the different scales of the digital prints. Finally, the collection saves uncountable time and cost. In this way, I can design with many hundreds of the design ranging with different scales of the digital print, and I decide which combination of the 3 scale of each garment was made for the collection. So here was one of the examples. The wrapping skirt was designed and transformed by 3D software technology.
As Nina had been using a 3D virtual design and prototyping software to create possible iterations of the designs, and as the intermittent lockdowns in Ho Chi Minh City meant that a catwalk-style event would not be feasible, the idea arose of placing the design avatars into virtual locations captured from the city around us. The D7 design had been created within the local streets, so it was nice to place the virtual avatars within those same streets. This is a screen capture of one of the many variations we created and features a contemporary design. Following this slide will be 2 short video samples of the AI options that were also created, worn by avatars in virtual locations nearby. The final Weaving Experience into Memory exhibition was also installed just down the road, and many of these virtual catwalk videos were screened throughout the duration of the show.
This video features 2 alternative colored trousers with owl printed using the sublimation digital printing technique. Using 3D software technology is the first step for fashion designers to act upon issues of fashion sustainability, rather than leaving all the responsibility for the production phase.
And now to take a look at some of the findings from the projects, answering our 3 questions from the beginning of the presentation. For the first question, although initially challenging, the findings showed that fashion designers and artists can form a successful working partnership. For the second question, new technology can benefit small-scale businesses and creative entrepreneurs, allowing them to control their work from the original design through to finished garments or even one-off designs. The flexibility of this technology also allows them to work together with hand craftsmanship. Small-scale entrepreneurs can maintain their uniqueness, strengthening bonds with their loyal customer base. New developments in technology can also help companies to fulfill their aims to be greener and to reduce waste. Fabric can be printed as and when required in short-run quantities. And for the third question, the findings showed that students were actively engaged in the project. They examined each stage of the design and development process and expressed strong desires to create their own digital print projects as well as sourcing available digital design and printing software and hand craftsmanship at every opportunity. This is the final slide of our presentation. Thank you for taking time to listen to the presentation today. We are currently working on the initial stages of the second phase of the project, testing more natural materials such as silk, cotton, linen and wool. Also under investigation is a possible collection of footwear, accessories and leather goods. We would like to thank the IFFTI Committee, the Pearl Academy, RMIT University Vietnam, the Vietnam Festival of Creativity and Design 2020, our students and all supporting partners and guests. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.